I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
With the COVID, excuse me, with dealing with everything we had to do.
Please like and subscribe.
Look,
Thank you for tuning in to What in the World is Going On. Today we will discuss why the Democrats want to deny Trump the presidency. Also, their hatred for truth and justice. The extreme dislike and disgust that the Democratic Party has for former President Donald J. Trump is a slap in the face to every African American. In my research, I have found that the Democratic Party hostility and animosity toward former President Donald J. Trump stem from their resentment of his fair and just policies toward all Americans, and particularly African Americans. Let me explain. No Democrat president has ever laid out specific policies for African Americans. Therefore, we will not discuss reparations. Let's go back a few years. Bill Clinton, throughout his administration, has placed African Americans in his cabinet, but has never implemented a policy or bill specifically for African Americans, unless you include the Three Strikes You're Out bill with his crony Joe Biden, who was a member of the Senate at the time. Barack Obama implemented policies that supported groups like LGBT community. He gave billions of dollars to the American Native Indian, Israel, and supported very strongly sanctuary cities and undocumented immigrants. He did not implement any policies for African Americans. The word African American or Black never left his lips during his 8 years in office. Barack Obama considered himself a mutt. By definition, a mutt is a long-haired dog of doubtful pedigree. This man actually denied himself. The Biden-Harris administration proved to be even worse. This administration was very blatant and displayed resentment and disdain for African Americans and the American people. This administration have said they will do nothing specifically for African American people. They have supported the LGBTQ community, created hate crime bills for Asians, tried to enforce gay and lesbianism on East Africa, funded billions of dollars to the Israeli and Ukraine conflict. The Biden-Harris administration helped create a $35 trillion deficit without considering cutbacks to help ease the devastation on an inflating economy. The cost of goods went up in terms of price. Companies laid off or fired workers. A lot of American citizens were reduced to a 4-hour workday, along with the financial burdens of the country. The Biden-Harris administration opened the floodgates of the southern border and allowed migrants or immigrants to walk across into the United States. The worst part of this acceptance of your illegal immigrants was the dollar amount attached by the government for their care, shelter, and cost of living at the American citizens' taxpayers' expense. Emphasis was not put on previous Democratic presidents simply because we knew that segregation, Jim Crow, and slavery existed prior to 1970. Those conditions within itself explain the treatment of African Americans since slavery for some 400 odd years. Lyndon Baines Johnson sentiments toward African Americans expressed the feelings of those years very well. His quotes were, "I'll have those niggas voting Democrat for 200 years. Well, while LBJ was discussing the Civil Rights Bill with Southern politicians such as Mississippi Democrat James Eastland, who humanely opposed such legislation, LBJ simply called the bill the nigger bill. Make no mistake, the Democrats always needed common labor, a second, third, fourth, or fifth class citizen, which is where African Americans are at now, fifth class. Their oppression on African Americans was put in place for financial gains, from free labor to below minimum wage pay, to advance themselves to a middle class and upper class status. Their resentment, envy, and jealousy has been shown throughout the years in various incidences, such as the destruction of Black Wall Street, lynching, and the denial and access to first-hand books and visual aid for African American schools. In 2016, when President Donald Trump won the election, Democrats were furious. They felt Hillary Clinton should have won because she had the most popular votes. Mind you, that a popularity contest do not have any clout in a presidential election. The highest number of delegates from each state in the union given to any particular candidate running for president of the United States is considered the elector. President Donald J. Trump platform and policies did not measure up to the policies of the Democrat establishment. President Trump did not buy into the military-industrial complex. He wanted peace for the United States and felt that we should put America to work, strengthen the economy, and build our infrastructure. President Trump understood that a serious recession was coming very soon, and is here. Therefore, he knew that a self-sufficient, sovereign nation was essential. Also, it was in the best interest of our allies to follow suit and become self-sufficient and sovereign as well. President Trump, upon entering office, one of the things that he did was bomb the poppy fields of Afghanistan, ceasing the flow of billions of dollars in illegal drug trades into the United States. President Trump demanded that all allies pay their fair share regarding NATO. Under President Trump, there was quite a bit of deregulation and also the deportation of illegal immigrants to help ease the workforce for American citizens. Now, prior to becoming president, President Trump supported African Americans with business loans and campaign support. He supported Jesse Jackson campaign runs in 1988 and 1984 for the presidency. He's also known to have dated African American women, which goes to show that the racist issue, is really not an issue. While President Trump was in office, he made housing affordable for American citizens with the assistance of Dr. Ben Carson as Secretary of HUD. President Trump provided historical black colleges and universities with the most funding of any president. He made jobs available, federal, state, and local, for felons. President Trump was and still is the president for the American citizen. President Trump has an agenda and a policy for a sovereign United States of America. The Democrats have despised his policies for the last 9 years. Kamala Harris has personality and popularity, but she does not have an agenda or policy to present to the American citizen. Listen to this clip of President Trump and his policy for African Americans and all Americans during his run for the first 4 years as president. He did what he said he would do. Watch this clip as he addressed an African American audience.
Today I want to talk about how to grow the African American middle class and to provide a new deal for Black America. That deal is grounded in 3 promises: safe communities, great education, and high-paying jobs. My vision rests on a principle that has defined this campaign right from the beginning, and you've seen where we've come from and where we are right now. It's called America First. Every African American citizen in this country is entitled to a government that puts their jobs, wages, and security first. One of the greatest betrayals has been the issue of immigration. Illegal immigration violates the civil rights of African Americans. That's what's been happening. No group has been more economically harmed by decades of illegal immigration than low-income African American workers. I will also propose tax holidays for inner-city investment, a new tax incentive to get foreign companies to relocate in blighted American neighborhoods, and they will do that. It will be worthwhile. It's called incentive. They will do it. I am very humbled, beyond words, to be the nominee of the party of Abraham Lincoln. A lot of people don't know that. It's the party of Abraham Lincoln. And it is my highest and greatest hope that the Republican Party can be the home in the future and forevermore for African Americans and the African American vote, because I will produce and I will get others to produce, and we know for a fact it doesn't work with the Democrats, and it certainly isn't going to work with Hillary.
President Trump stand on principle, his word, and a productive previous 4 years as President of the United States. Americans with a sound mind witnessed the fruition of his policies during his first 4 years as President. Build Back Better under Joe Biden was a complete failure. Kamala Harris has not produced a policy or a clue as to where America will be going during the next 4 years. Is this someone that you entrust with the future of your children? Dr. Alveda King expressed why she will vote for President Donald Trump. Watch this clip.
Dr. King, tell us a little bit. I know Donald Trump is out to improve the lives of every American, he says, but how has he helped the African American community?
Well, early on during his campaign, in the beginning of his term, he said that the way you deal with racism, make sure everyone is safe, has gainful employment or their own business, and they're secure, they're safe, and they are enjoying America, and that's going to bring us all together. He says no matter what your skin color is, we bleed red. We're red-blooded Americans. So in his perspective, you serve everybody the same way without bias and all of that. And so I believe that perspective, bringing jobs back to America from overseas, dropping that unemployment rate, rising the employment rate and opportunities, business opportunities and all of that for men, women, young children can get internships and things. So it's really helping America with the jobs, and that's why, you know, Congressional Black Caucus sat down on the jobs and all of that. We need to stand up for all Americans, including African Americans.
Alveda, I saw you at the White House yesterday for Black History Month as the president presided over the festivities. I'm sure you've got friends, though, who say, Alveda, we know you, we like you. Why do you like Donald Trump? We just don't get it.
All over Twitter, Facebook, and I hear all these kind of comments, a little sad faces popping across, but a lot of happy faces and thumbs ups too. So I just like him because he keeps his promises. He says we're going to stop, aborting babies is not good, not having jobs for everybody is not good, Americans are dreamers too. All of those things I happen to agree with. Is he a perfect man? There are no perfect men or women. I'm not perfect, but he keeps his promises. His heart is in the right place.
Americans respect and admire a politician who stands by his word. When you think back over the years, very few politicians, if any, have gone through the fire like President Trump and continue to stand for truth and honesty. Superman was the last surviving character to face this ordeal. However, we know that Superman was a fictional character. Listen to what Don King has to say about President Trump's policies and character.
I'm here for the will of the people, and Donald Trump happens to be their choice. And so I'm going to work for Donald Trump for the will of this people to have freedom, justice, and equality.
Mr. King, what do you say to people who think that Donald Trump has been very divisive and bad for minorities?
That is a big crutch, because we're already divided. We already are working against freedom, justice, and equality and togetherness. And so Donald Trump is exposing that. He didn't establish this. It's already there. This is the worst situation we've been in hundreds of years now. You know what I mean? So Donald Trump is trying to bring somebody together, but he wants to bring you not on your knees as a slave. He wants to bring you as a man or a woman where you can have equalness. And that means we will create a whole new system, because this system don't consider black people as human beings. They're inferior. They don't consider the white woman as a justified human being. They figure she's property. And so the master owns us both. That's the property. The White Supremacy Act is even a flaw, because they don't include the white woman. You know what I mean? So what are you talking about? This is what we're fighting against. We know one land, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Donald Trump represents that figure that will go out and put himself in harm's way for the betterment of this great nation called America.
During the 2016 election campaign, the Democrats tried character assassination to defeat President Trump. He went on to win the election. In 2020, the Democrats stole the election from President Trump. In this 2024 election, President Trump is faced with numerous fraudulent court battles, assassination attempts, and media contempt. All of these outrageous situations are superficial. In closing, I want to say, get out and vote November 20, 2024. for President Donald J. Trump. Considering the status of our country today, a lack of jobs, high cost of living, and a $35 trillion deficit, the American citizen deserve better. Make America sovereign once again. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe.